Bună seara tuturor! Și vă mulțumim că ați venit alături de noi la evenimentul de lansare în România, mult așteptatului, renumitului deja LG G3. Super smartphone-ul momentului, aș putea să spun, fără niciun fel de emoții. Deja LG G3 a fost remarcat de experții din industrie, am făcut de eco și de pas de ele. Pentru inovația privind display-ul, este evident că avem de-a face cu o inovație și o noutate. Vom intra în mai multe detalii despre display în minutele care urmează. De asemenea, camera foto, designul, interfața, totul este de cea mai bună calitate și totul este dezvoltat pornind de la conceptul simplu este noul smart. Așa că, e clar, LG G3 incorporează deja cele mai performante tehnologii, oferind utilizatorilor acea experiență pe care de fapt o caută pe un smartphone. Simplă și ușor de folosit. Cât de simplu și de ușor de folosit, încă o dată vom vedea în minutele care urmează. Înainte de a începe, un anunț care sunt sigur că vă interesează, există sample-uri pentru test. Asta este vestea bună. Vestea și mai bună este că sunt 3. Așa că, dacă v-ați înscris deja la tombolă, până la finalul serii vom face extragerea, stați liniștiți la lucrurile voastre, nu vă trebuie să alergați după colete, ele vor fi livrate de către curieri din partea echipei LG în cursul zilei de mâine. Dar mai multe detalii până la sfârșitul serii. Alături de mine se află și James Marshall, el este Head of Product Marketing în toată Europa. Este o funcție destul de stufoasă, este un globetrotter pe care sunt convins că l-ați mai văzut, este un foarte bun vorbitor și are o prezentare foarte interesantă despre noul LG G3, pe care vă încurajez să o vedeți pentru că intră în detalii și în lucruri care ne interesează, mai ales pe noi, cei care am mai văzut telefoane. Unii dintre voi ați văzut deja teste, review-uri, unboxing-uri. Este plin deja internetul cu informații despre noul LG G3, dar sunt sigur că veți aprecia informații de la sursă despre tehnologiile pe care le integrează acest super smartphone. Dar până să-l invit pe James aici în fața voastră, avem un scurt filmuleț. Yes? Whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everyone. My name is James Marshall. It's my pleasure tonight to introduce LG's latest and greatest achievements, as brought to life through the new LG G3. The G3 is the culmination of LG's learning from you approach. In designing this flagship handset, we kept in mind a very important consumer insight, and that is People want advanced technology, but only if it is simple to use and provides a clear benefit in their everyday lives. People simply don't have time for unnecessary complexity. So, we introduced our most advanced technologies in the LG G3, while still providing a simplified user experience. Now, of course, there are many great features that I could tell you about, but today, given that we're talking about G3, I would like to introduce 3 core technologies. I'll touch on the user experiences a little later on, but let's first have a look at LG's display, camera, and design. As we all know, display technology is advancing at an astonishing rate. From HD to full HD and beyond, consumers have come to expect ever clearer, increasingly vivid images. And as an industry, we're striving to satisfy consumers' appetite for a better viewing experience. However, there's one common misunderstanding within the smartphone industry. There's a misconception that the human eye can only distinguish differences in display quality up to 300 ppi, 300 pixels per inch. However, this is not the case. The human eye can in fact discern differences in display quality above this level. And in fact, this is something which is already understood in the printing industry. Today, what they consider the best print quality is what LG has achieved with the introduction of its first Quad HD display, as seen in the LG G3. In fact, there are 3 reasons why the G3's Quad HD display redefines what we mean by real. 3 reasons to believe why LG offers the best display quality with real user benefits. Well, first, let's think about display resolution. What you can see on the left of the screen here is an HD quality image. If we look at the same image in full HD, shown here in the center, it looks like this. Clearly, you can see the difference between the 2 images. At 5.5 inches, the HD image is 269 ppi, the full HD image is 403. If it were true that the human eye could only discern differences in display quality up to a maximum of 300 ppi, then you wouldn't be able to notice the differences in clarity and sharpness between the images, even shown here on this representation. And let's take it one step further. Here on the right is an image from the G3's Quad HD display. You can see the comparative crispness and the clarity. At 538 ppi, 4 times higher than standard HD, the LG G3 offers class-leading resolution. And it sounds simple when you say it quickly, but how have you managed to squeeze this number of pixels into the limited space available within a smartphone display? Well, LG has reduced the size of each individual pixel, actually by 44%, not by 25% as it says there. And this is compared to the average pixel size of a full HD display, thereby achieving a higher resolution for any given screen size. And of course, we have a wealth of experience and expertise in manufacturing displays, and we've used all of this to incorporate a true-to-life Quad HD display into a smartphone ahead of any other major player. But back to the point. We all know that pixel count is only part of the picture. Here we have 2 different types of HD smartphone display. One is a full HD AMOLED, the other is a full HD IPS. Now people generally believe that full HD is full HD, but as you can see, not all full HD displays were created equal. Now let's bring G3's Quad HD display into play. Again, even here, the difference is absolutely clear. The Quad HD display contains more than 11 million subpixels, which is nearly twice that of the full HD IPS display, and almost 3 times greater than the full HD AMOLED display. So, as a result, with the G3, you're able to view images that are sharper, crisper, clearer than any of its major competitors and with more realistic colour reproduction. All well and good, but you may be thinking about to incorporate a high-resolution display on a smartphone. It's essential that the battery technology is just as innovative. And Full HD displays are estimated to consume about 10 to 20% more power than HD smartphone displays. After all, if more pixels are being processed, it makes sense that the battery will consume more power. And with the step change now to G3's Quad HD display, it's natural to assume that there would be even more of a power drain on the battery. And certainly that will be the case with other Quad HD smartphone displays. But G3 has been designed to optimize the battery performance in any given user scenario. And we call this 3A, or adaptive optimization. And effectively, this means that there are 3 ways in which a G3's battery consumption can be enhanced, depending on how you're using your phone's display. The net result being the G3 is about 20% more efficient as a result of these improvements. Firstly, by using adaptive frame rates, unnecessary energy consumption can be minimized. When you're looking at a still image, a web page, for example, the display uses less energy than a standard Quad HD display would. Secondly, adaptive clocking control also optimizes display energy consumption. And lastly, the timing control also helps us to optimize that performance. So, with the G3, there's simply no compromise. A stunning display that's ideal for everyday use. And this is the second reason why it redefines real. Not only a stunning display, and please come and have a look at it for yourself, but a real step forward in terms of display technology. The third reason, well, that's more about big screen without the bulk. Right now, the benchmark width for a big screen smartphone, say with a 5.7-inch screen, is around 80 millimeters, noticeably wider than the average width of a phone with a display closer to 5 inches. No big surprise, therefore, that these larger screen devices are considered bulky, uncomfortable to hold. G3, on the other hand, shown in the center, because of its narrow bezel design and class-leading screen ratio, succeeds in squeezing a big screen into a form factor that's closer in terms of width to a 5-inch smartphone. So the benefits of a big screen within a form factor that's comfortable for one-handed use. Now, I mentioned this class-leading screen ratio. A closer look at G3 shows that at 5.5 inches, the G3 has a screen ratio of more than 76%. Okay, what does it mean? It means that more of the front face of the phone is dedicated to the display. And this in turn means that it sits comfortably in your hand and is extremely easy to grip. And no wonder then that we talk about simply real. Simply the best quality display with real user benefits. And picture quality, honestly, which looks so good that you believe you're there.
How to enjoy 4 times HD quality with LG G3. Just watch. Quad HD display, 4 times the resolution of HD. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
Let's have a look at G3's next major breakthrough, its camera. Not so long ago, we all focused on the number of megapixels in our digital camera. Now, though, I think we as consumers understand that a higher megapixel count is not the sole contributor to good quality photos. And moreover, we know that it's more about capturing that special memory. Our learning from new research showed that we as consumers get frustrated when we miss that magic moment. We want a smartphone camera that can shoot quality pictures, yes, but fast and without fail. So we at LG listened and we reflected these desires in our G3 camera. And let's take a look and break down the breakthrough camera on G3 again into 3 component parts. Firstly, in order to never miss a moment, fast autofocus is essential. And it doesn't get much faster than laser autofocus. A first of its kind in any smartphone, the LG G3 features laser autofocus similar in terms of technology to the radar guns, believe it or not, that police officers use to measure car speed. To date, this technology is rarely used even in digital SLRs and can only be found in a small number of high-end SLRs. To give you just an idea of how fast laser technology is, G3 takes just 276 milliseconds to focus on a subject, give or take a millisecond. By comparison, it takes a pedestrian 300 milliseconds for a brain signal to reach the hand, and the same amount of time for the human eye to blink. So actually, I'd be underselling it if I were to say that the G3's camera focuses in the blink of an eye. It doesn't take quite that long. So by incorporating this laser technology into the G3, we can achieve noticeably faster autofocus speeds compared to conventional smartphones, which use solutions such as phase detection autofocus. And I know this is just a rough video you're seeing on the screen, but please afterwards come and compare against your existing devices to see just how quickly that laser autofocus allows you to achieve that first find on the subject. Of course, this isn't all. Simple being the new smart means that whilst we've introduced more advanced camera technology, we've also simplified the process of actually capturing those special moments. Rather than pressing the focal point, I'm going to try and do this live, rather than pressing on the focal point and then having to press on the focus, all you do with G3 is touch the area you want to capture. Excuse me. It's that simple. There's no delay, there's no having to press the screen twice in order to take the picture. Of course, even with a single step, you might still end up with a blurry photo if the camera isn't steady, or if you spent too long in the bar outside. So, and actually, given the type of snapshots that you're generally taking whilst on the move, this is quite a common occurrence, but no longer an excuse. G3's enhanced OIS technology, with a 20% improvement in camera shake compensation compared even to G2, makes blurry photos a thing of the past. And G3 camera, amazing at taking photos on the fly. Laser fast, the camera itself is just the first component part of the camera story. A second highlight is that it makes selfies simple. And let's face it, we're all at it. Around the world, in the UK, in Romania, we're all obsessed with selfies. And believe it or not, in 2013, the Oxford English Dictionary named selfie as the word of the year. I think William Shakespeare would be turning in his grave if he knew this stuff. And we're not self-conscious about where we take these selfies. And by their very nature, we often take this type of photos indoors under challenging light conditions. And this is why LG decided to revamp the front-facing camera for optimal performance, and to make sure that the front camera on the G3 is superior for selfies, the ultimate selfie camera. So how? Well, we've succeeded in enlarging the image sensor and increasing the number of lenses to ensure better image quality, improved resolution. And we're actually also making it easier to take a selfie. Simply raising your hand in front of the camera signifies that you're ready to take a photo. The camera then counts down, giving you time to pose for your picture. And let's not forget about video audio, the third of our G3 camera cornerstones. As you can imagine, the G3's 13 megapixel OIS plus camera is as adept at filming movies as it is at great photos. However, it also addresses an often overlooked aspect of video recording, and that's the audio quality. With G3, consumers can experience high-quality audio during phone conversations, while listening to music, and obviously while filming or watching movies. As well as more microphones, G3 also offers improved mic quality, as well as enhanced speakers with boost amp, all introduced to give G3 a richer and clearer audio experience. On top of that, if you shoot a video at a noisy club or concert, I'm being honest, not that I go to too many of those these days, but if I did, then G3 will quickly be able to assess the ambient noise levels and automatically choose the best setting for sound recording. I'll show you what I mean. First, we'll hear a sound clip from a club with a competitor product, hopefully. And the same clip with G3. Not my choice of music. So, with G3, the audio quality whilst filming is simply music to your ears. And this is the third reason why you'll be amazed by its camera, whether capturing the everyday or the extraordinary. So that's a snapshot of the G3 camera. Amazing photos from a smartphone camera that makes it quick and simple to capture your special moments. Let's have a look at the summary and have a look.
How to take a picture like a pro with LG G3. Just shoot. Laser detection for instant focus. Simple touch for the perfect picture. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
So, the final core technology of G3 that I'd like to talk about, and perhaps its most standout, is its design. As Leonardo da Vinci himself said, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Well, at LG, we believe that simple is the new smart. And it's this mantra that we kept in mind whilst crafting and designing the G3. And just last year, its predecessor, the G2, received widespread praise for its innovative design. So we wanted to build on that, learn the lessons to perfect the design of G3. Our goal, well, really to create a timeless premium design that would not only look great, but feel great in your hand. And as with the display and the camera, and you'll be getting the hang of this now, I'd like to tell you 3 ways in which the G3 design sets a new standard for style. Let me start with the front of the G3. And for me, this is love at first sight. A sleek, modern design, as you can see, that suggests understated style rather than shouting, ostentatious opulence. And at the foot of the device, there's a flash of colour that catches the eye and gives just a hint of the sophisticated finish that's found on the back. And this stylish finish continues on the inside. And to match the sleek exterior, LG has overhauled the design of its graphical user interface. When the screen is turned on, the elegant wallpaper options complement each colour option of the phone and creates a streamlined appearance. But let's take a closer look now. It's a minute or so to look at how this new GUI delivers on the concept of simple being the new smart. Please.
Simple flat graphics. By minimizing ornamentation such as shadow or emboss, we avoid the visual clutter and help users concentrate on the contents through the clean and minimal look. By using very light and crisp typefaces, we established rhythmic typography. Circle, graphic motif. A circle, shown in LG logo, is a basic geometric shape that fundamentally has the perfect form. Using a circle as the graphic motif, we create composition. It allowed us to achieve dynamics in rhythm and design, and helped us create LG's own differential visual language. Mature feeling colors. Avoiding immature primary colors, we incorporated delicate and mature feeling colors. By doing so, we pursued beauty in a toned-down and elegant way. By granting 4 major apps their own colors, we let users intuitively know which app they are using and help them not get lost. And dynamics. Through simple motion effects, we added richness to the flat 2D graphics and increased usability.
An annoying accent, I'm sorry for that. It is not mine. I have an interesting development in the UI side. And the second design attribute that I'd like to talk about is G3's hidden curves. And although its buttonless sides certainly convey a clean, polished look, this is not style without substance. Its sleek curves weren't just intended to attract envious glances, far from it. The G3 design is a result of countless tests to find the ideal radius for a larger screen smartphone, allowing us to overcome these often voiced concerns about the grippability of such big screen devices. And no longer do handset size or user comfort and convenience have to be polar opposites. Through thoughtful design, we can show that even a 5.5-inch smartphone can be comfortable to hold. Plus, this floating arc design that you see gives both the impression and the feeling of being slim. Now, to understand the final design attribute, you need to, again, flip the phone over and take a look at the G3's back cover, which really encapsulates our latest design philosophy. The use of a metallic skin, a real metal skin, provides a sophisticated look and feel, whilst this matte overlay that we placed on top helps the G3 stay clean and fingerprint free. And as you might expect, LG's signature rear key, which debuted on the G2 last year, has been greatly enhanced. We've optimized the height and the angle of the buttons and the volume keys, as well as improving the materials and the textures to provide a more intuitive layout. And this is the third reason that we believe the G3 to be simply stylish. Because again, we focused on style with substance, design improvements that strip out the unnecessary and add usability. Let's take a look again at what we mean in terms of the design inside and out.
How to make LG G3 stylish? Just leave it. Buttonless front and sides, lightweight metallic skin. Stylish as it is. Simple is the new smart. LG G3.
Now, just a couple of things to cover, I promise, before we can think about going and enjoying some of this nice evening. A little bit different from last night, thankfully. So I'd like to just spend a few moments to talk about our new user experiences, and in particular 3 new UX being introduced into G3 and designed to very much simplify your life. To explain what I mean, let's have a look at each of these in turn. We're talking about Smart Keyboard, Smart Notice, and Smart Security. First, let me ask you a question. What's the one thing that you do most on your smartphone? No rude answers, please.
Typing.
Typing. Thank you. I didn't pay you for that answer beforehand. A Nielsen study showed that on average, we use our smartphone keyboard once every 5 minutes. And yet, despite this, very little attention has been given to improving the usability of the keyboard, which to me seems strange. And we all have different size hands and fingers, and our texting or typing habits are very heavily influenced by our physiology. So surely the keyboard needs improving. Well, the G3 Improve It we have. And LG's smart keyboard is all about added control, added convenience, and fewer corrections. And there are three things that actually make this so convenient. Firstly, when you type on a typical QWERTY keyboard, you might not notice how much your hand moves around the screen. And as you type, actually your fingers are continuously moving between the text entry and the typing areas as you select suggested words or edit typos. You also tend to change your hand grip on the phone as you move between the two different activities. And these adjustments, these movements are a headache and a hindrance. And they're what slow down your typing speed, and they're what cause you to make mistakes. With G3, however, LG has designed and redesigned the keyboard so that your fingers always remain within the typing area whilst texting. For example, when you begin typing a word, 2 suggested words will be shown. In order to choose one of the suggested words, all you do is simply swipe up from the keyboard. It's as simple as that. Also, if you need to correct a typo, it's less of a chore. Rather than changing your grip, all you need to do is long press on the spacebar. The text from the text entry area will appear with a flashing cursor, and if you swipe the long pressed spacebar to the left, the cursor on the screen will move to the left, so you can simply edit typos. Much more intuitive. Now, as well as minimizing hand movements, LG has also made efforts to minimize vertical eye movements. That is the rapid movement of your eyes between the typing area and the text entry area. Again, as a measure to maximize typing accuracy. For example, when you start typing a word, it will appear bigger, more noticeable, so that you can comfortably keep your line of sight within the typing area. And beyond just improving layout, Smart Keyboard also addresses keyboard customization. And this is the second way in which it helps to improve typing. There's a third element as well that I wanted to mention, and that's Smart Keyboard also incorporates Smart Touch to memorize your typing habits and provide you with a more intuitive, more accurate typing experience. And how accurate? Well, actually, we've shown with all these improvements in terms of typing and with the Smart Keyboard, we can reduce input errors by a rate of more than 75%, cutting down the amount of errors you make by 3/4. So faster typing with fewer errors thanks to reduced hand and eye movement, along with smart technology that learns how you type. And this is why we talk about the Smart Keyboard as simply convenient. Now, the second user experience that we want to highlight is Smart Notice. I want to spend 2 minutes on this. As you well know, smartphones are becoming increasingly adept at presenting us with information before we even search for it. Whether it's for restaurants, whether it's getting directions, or just judging your commute time home. So we're now accustomed on information services that make suggestions for us. So with Smart Notice, LG wanted to take this in a slightly different direction. We wanted to provide smart notifications that help you get more out of your phone, that keep it performing optimally, and keep you in contact with the people who matter most. Prompts that help you avoid questions like, did I have someone that I should call back? Or are there loads of old files on my phones that are just clogging up and taking up memory? So that's why Smart Notice, the second of our UX features, is like a personal assistant. It not only offers basic alerts, such as the time, the location, events, and phone conditions, but it analyzes these to make sure that you receive this information at the time. So it's a great example of simple being the new smart. A clever solution, again, that simplifies your life in 3 ways. Firstly, Smart Notice offers tips based on your user behavior. If you're in a meeting and you get a call, it's pretty standard to reply to the caller with a text message letting them know that you'll return their call later. However, as you go about the rest of your day, you're busy, it's very easy to forget all about doing that. So G3 goes a step further by notifying you that you haven't yet returned the call. And similarly, if you forget to add a friend's number to your contacts, G3 will send you an alert asking you if you would like it to add it to your frequently dialed contacts. Your call, of course, whether you do or not, but either way, Smart Notice puts you in control of your contacts. Secondly, it also gives you tips based on your phone's status. Now, you may not remember those temporary files you've downloaded. You may not remember downloading that application that you no longer use, but G3 does. It informs you through smart cleaning if there are certain apps or files that you haven't used recently, and asks you whether you would like to delete them, thereby freeing up a bit of memory space on the phone. And what about freeing up battery? Well, if your battery is running a bit low, the G3 is clever enough, intelligent enough to remind you to put it into battery saving mode. And thirdly, and this is a very good tip for last night, G3 even gives you tips based on your location. And yes, there are already weather apps that automatically search for your current location and offer you weather information in real time. All very good. But G3 even rains on their parade. It can alert you to a big change in weather conditions, such as a thunderstorm, and even suggest that you might want to take an umbrella with you. So, wherever you are, whatever the time of day, whatever the weather, Smart Notice is a personal assistant that offers suggestions based on user behavior, phone status, and location. Let's have a look. So, I mentioned that there were 3 new user experiences. And the last of these, I assure you, is the LG Smart Security feature. Now, it goes without saying that smartphones are an integral part of our lives. They contain all sorts of confidential information, and this raises serious questions about what happens to your personal information if your phone is stolen or lost. According to a recent survey, 62% of us, and this is using European figures, 62% of us don't bother to secure our smartphone with any sort of password or code. And of this figure, 1/3 have been victims of identity theft. So, to address this and provide peace of mind, LG has developed 3 core security measures: knock code, content lock, and kill switch, all of which are available to you in G3. Now, we introduced the first of these, knock code, at Mobile World Congress earlier this year, and it's quickly become a very popular feature. Dividing the screen into 4 quadrants, you can define a sequence of 3 to 8 taps or knocks anywhere on the screen to unlock your phone. Again, please come up and experience the knock code functionality for yourself. Simply put, knock code combines your phone wake up and unlock in one fun and engaging step. What's more, knock code allows you to do all this with one-handed use. But of course, knock code is much more than just a fun way to unlock your phone. With more than 80,000 1,000 possible unlock combinations. It's the most secure means of protecting the content of your phone. Moreover, because it leaves no detectable marks or outlines of your unlock pattern on the screen, as other solutions do, it's more difficult for others to duplicate it. As an aside, G3 still lets you use the more straightforward knock-on solution with its double tap to wake up the phone and check basic information such as the time. Now, of course, peace of mind is not only about preventing people from accessing your phone. There are times when we want to share our phone with others so that they can make a call, but we still want to keep certain data secure. With such instances in mind, LG has developed Content Lock, and very simply put, this allows the G3 to keep locked files hidden from public view. Even when it's connected to a PC, the G3 does more than just hide the files within the phone's architecture. It keeps locked files visible. It prevents them from being previewed, thanks to a 128-bit encoding algorithm. And, okay, so your personal files are safer with G3. But what if someone decides that they like your G3 a little too much? I had a look online yesterday. I found out that here in Bucharest alone, over 20,000 smartphones were reported stolen in the last 12 months. There's someone somewhere with a lot of phones in their garage. So, to address this issue, we have introduced Kill Switch to the G3. It allows you to disable the G3 remotely, rendering your phone useless, completely useless to anyone else. It also includes remote wipe, remote lock, to give you that little bit more peace of mind and put the ball firmly back in your court. So, with this, and Content Lock, and not code as standard, the G3 makes peace of mind a piece of cake. And no wonder we believe it to be simply safer for that reason. Now, last but not least, every Batman needs his Robin. So every great device needs equally cool accessories. And the G3 will launch with a lineup of premium companion products. To have a look at these, we have the super stylish Quick Circle case, offers great protection and one-tap access to frequently used functions. We have a highly portable wireless charger that offers hassle-free battery management. And then we add to this then our Tone Infinite stereo Bluetooth headset, which sounds every bit as good as it looks, and you can tell that the G3 is good to go. On the flip side, we have two devices that work hand in hand with the G3, our G-Pad and our new G-Watch, powered by Android Wear, that was announced just yesterday. So, you can see that we really are talking about, in terms of simple, being the new smart. And if you remember, that's what we started talking about at the beginning of our presentation. The G3 development is based on this learning from you approach, and through continuous research, we've taken what can be complex mobile technology and used it to simplify our lives. On the one hand, a screen that's so true to life that you'll think you're looking at the real thing, and a simply amazing camera with OIS Plus and laser autofocus, both housed within this uncluttered, simply stylish design. Complemented, on the other hand, with new user experiences that are convenient, clever, and make your mobile life simply safer. So, thank you very much for your patience in listening. I've covered a lot of stuff. I hope you've heard some stuff today about G3 that you didn't know before you came today. Thanks very much for your time and your patience. George.
Thank you, James. Powerful smartphone. Lots of details in the presentation. Powerful presentation. We'll summarize in Romanian, if you will. And then...
Me? I won't.
No, won't you? I'll do it in Romanian. So, așadar, ce ne interesează cel mai tare, care sunt diferențiatorii, principalele aturi ale LG G3 pe care ne concentrăm cel mai mult? Avem un display Quad HD, un ecran de 5,5 inch cu o rezoluție de 4 ori mai mare decât cea HD și o claritate peste orice alt standard până acum, o cameră de laser, autofocus, 13 megapixeli cu stabilizare optică și o baterie puternic optimizată. Dar aș mai avea câteva întrebări pentru clienți înainte de a vă da vouă posibilitatea de a pune întrebări, pentru că sunt tare curios în legătură cu câteva detalii și sunt convins că sper că am intuit cel puțin vreo 2-3 dintre întrebările voastre, așa că am să profit de poziția de pe scenă și să fiu cu James. Tell me more about the kill switch. How deadly is that kill switch in there? How deadly will it be for the smartphone?
Yeah, well, of course, as we all know, you only die once, and this is a true kill switch. So it is a function which allows you, if you know that for sure your phone has been stolen, it allows you to completely disable the device. It will never power up again.
Never power up again.
There are other functions within. This is a collaboration between LG and McAfee.
Okay.
And we provide.
How does it actually work? How can I actually use it?
So when the user registers with McAfee, they receive 6 years free license.
Okay.
To use a number of McAfee solutions, not just kill switch, but remote wipe, remote lock. So there are less terminal security measures as well. But then that sits as an application on your handset, on the dashboard, so that you can manage that as a user. There's also a PC application, because obviously if your phone goes missing, you can't access the app on your phone. That makes sense. So it allows you both from smartphone and from PC to be able to use those functions. And as I said, the solutions can be obtained by consumers by going on to Google Play, but there's normally a charge for that. The G3 is no charge, and moreover, they receive 6 years of license.
So whenever I change my smartphone, I keep that license?
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. And I can operate the remote wipe and the remote lock and the kill switch online?
Yes.
So the smartphone needs to be connected to the internet, and I can render it useless?
Yes.
Okay, next question. What about that laser? We know few details about the laser. We're not talking too much about it. You say it's similar technology to what we see in SLR, but is it dangerous? If I point that laser at people, how dangerous is that laser?
It's about as dangerous as the type of laser that you might have on a laser tape measure or a laser measuring guide. It's a class 1 laser. It's completely harmless to humans. So unfortunately, you can't use it to cut through a metal door or anything like that. It is just performing the function of bouncing off a subject and returning a measurement of how far away that is. So just in the same way as that works, as I said, with a laser tape measure, or just in the same way as that works when the police point a gun at you if you're going too fast on the highway, it bounces back data and you get that information coming up.
I left the hard one for last, and I know many of you think alike. Why haven't you done that great smartphone in a metal body?
I guess what we were looking to achieve was a best case solution. I mean, on the back cover of G3, we have got a metallic skin. So this is a real metal material that's used here. We've overlaid that on a standard body. And the reason for doing that are really, when you start getting to a 5.5-inch smartphone, if you're not careful, that can start to feel like a bulky device. So we really wanted to make sure that in terms of weight, that this is no heavier than a 5-inch, typical 5-inch product. So you've got a product which has got the look, thanks to this skin over the back cover, and yet we can still keep it lightweight. It also helps us to improve the RF measure as well.
The RF is also important. Because premium nowadays means going into premium materials, but it's also, the weight is also important, and the grip and everything, and I'm sure repairability will be also pretty good, and the cost of repairing the service will be lower, let's say. Hopefully.
Exactly that.
It's not unbreakable.
Yeah, it's not unbreakable, but obviously we hope the overarching aim is that we can bring a bigger screen, but that the consumer isn't penalised by having a bigger screen, because it still feels about the same size as a typical 5-inch product.
Okay. I don't want to take all questions tonight. We'll be taking questions now, Q&A section. Dacă vreți să întrebări, avem și le traducem, dar cred că vă descurcați și în engleză, cel mai probabil. Cine vrea să adreseze o întrebare? James a avut o prezentare destul de exhaustivă, de detaliată, dar poate mai aveți lucruri pe care vreți să le
switch again. If I get, my phone gets lost or stolen, yeah, and for a week, it doesn't go on the internet. Okay. If I send a command today, in a week when he tries to go on the internet, it dies.
That's what I love about it. Yeah, because sooner or later, someone's going to power it up, and when they do, bad luck to them. Okay. Thanks. It also means, of course, that you need to make sure that that is a lost phone, it's a stolen phone, it's not down the back of the couch, because then if you want to do that, there are other less terminal solutions. So something like remote lock might be your first port of call before you resort. But what we wanted to do was, if someone wants to use it, that functionality is there.
O să vă rog, avem o întrebare acolo în spate. Rugămintea mea, prezentați-vă înainte să puneți întrebarea, că noi cam știm între noi, dar...
Okay, I'm Ionuț. Hello, Ionuț from Mobilissimo.ro. Another question related to the kill switch. This kill switch will complement the similar tool that Android will implement, or it will be a different one? And what are the options to reactivate the phone? If, let's say, I will found it in the yard or something.
Excellent question.
Yeah. So I think to answer the first part of your question, it is different from the Android solution, but it also does complement it. So this is just something which sits on the device as in partnership with the cafe. It's a standalone application. And the second part of your question was, what if you find the phone again?
Yeah. Can you reactivate the phone?
No, you can't. So that is what we talk about as a kill switch. So it is, if you know the phone has been stolen, perhaps if someone else has started, you started incurring charges or something, then is the time to use it. If you think you have mislaid the phone, there are other things there, as I said, like remote lock, which just make it difficult for someone to access the content and the data on the device.
What will happen if somebody will change the original firmware on the phone?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, the kill switch will work anyway? Okay, thank you.
That's a powerful statement. Maybe one of you has enough money to test one of those.
I'm not going to.
Okay. Alte întrebări. Any other questions? G-Watch? Nimeni? Lăsați să scape așa ușor, dar vom trece destul de repede la tragerea la sunați. Mica noastră tombolă. Ultima ocazie de întrebare. Dacă nu, aflăm care sunt primii 3 norocoși care vor testa unele dintre 3. O să trebuie să țin eu cuvântul. Ia să vedem. Nu ăla, nu. Hai că nu. Primul norocos, Iulian Marce. Corect. Detalii data despre cum de căpăta device-ul de test. Nu vrea nici s-a lipit. Cristi Dorova, s-a lipit. Felicitări de tipul.ro. Și al treilea norocos, Cristina Sabu, corect. Felicitări. Așadar, sunteți de acord să facem o străgere? Mulțumesc. Asta mă gândeam să vă rog și eu. Cred că vei ciudat în fața Cristinei, nu? Hai să facem o străgere. Și Alex Rădescu. Felicitări celor 3 pentru avans. Ați căpătat, să zicem așa, un start 100 de metri în fața celorlalți pentru test avanțit. Echipa LG vă va contacta în cursul zilei de mâine și un curier va lua legătura cu voi pentru a vă face predarea. În continuare, din departe, cea mai gustoasă serie, după ce am văzut super smart, uitați să vedem și un super bucătar, un super șef. În bufetul de preparate Tapo aveți ocazia să degustați și să asistați la un show culinar exclusiv. realizat de șef Florin Dumitrescu, un personaj de bucătărie, să zicem așa, un mare personaj. Vă invit pe terasă, o seară bună, vă mulțumim că ați ales să veniți la acest eveniment. Sper că ați aflat mai multe decât vă așteptați despre noul LG3. Thank you, James, for the presentation. Thank you.